Life is not a game of chance, it is a game of alignment. The world calls it luck, but the wise know it is law. The lottery is not won in the ticket, it is won in the mind. You do not attract money because you need it, but because you are in harmony with it. When you see wealth as already yours, the unseen forces of the universe rush to deliver it. Yet, most people approach it with doubt in one hand and a ticket in the other. Doubt cancels the call. Fear returns the package to the sender. The secret the 1% know is this: before the draw is made, the result is already written in the invisible. To claim it, you must stand in the reality where you have already won. Feel the joy now. Speak as one who already has it. Behave as if the bank account is already overflowing. This is not pretending, it is creating. The imagination is the womb of all miracles. What you vividly picture with faith is already taking shape in the unseen. The moment your inner world shifts, the outer must follow. Money responds to certainty, not to begging. The law of manifestation answers to faith wrapped in gratitude. If you can be rich in spirit before you are rich in pocket, the pocket will have no choice but to catch up. The true lottery is not in the number you choose, but in the frequency you hold. The winning tick, it is not paper, it is belief. Hold it tight and watch the numbers align with your destiny. Wealth is attracted through alignment, not chance. When most people hear this, they imagine that money appears to the lucky and vanishes from the unlucky, as if the universe spins a wheel each morning to decide who shall prosper and who shall struggle. But the truth is far more deliberate, far more precise, and far more generous. The flow of wealth is like a river, and alignment is the act of stepping into that current rather than standing on the shore wishing for a drop of water. Alignment means that your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions are in harmony with the state of already having what you desire. You do not chase wealth, you match its frequency, and in doing so, it has no choice but to move toward you. When you are in alignment, you are not trying to force circumstances or manipulate outcomes. You are living in a state of expectancy, as if what you seek has already been delivered to you in the unseen. Just as a magnet pulls metal without effort, an aligned mind draws opportunities, ideas, and resources with an ease that others call luck. In truth, there is nothing random about it. The mind becomes a broadcasting station, sending out a steady, unwavering signal of abundance. That signal cannot be ignored by the universal laws that govern manifestation, for they are bound to respond to what you believe with feeling. Those who live out of alignment often find themselves in cycles of striving without receiving. They work hard, but they work from a vibration of lack, fear, or doubt. Even if they take bold action, their inner state sends out a mixed message: I want wealth, but I don't believe it's really mine. This contradiction blocks the flow like a dam across the river. The difference between the person who attracts wealth and the one who chases it endlessly is not found in effort alone, but in the inner certainty of being worthy and ready to receive. To align with wealth, one must first release the inner stories of limitation. These stories say things like, "It's hard to make money," "People like me never get ahead," or "Only the lucky ones win." Such statements are seeds of scarcity, and they bear fruit in experience. Replacing them with declarations of abundance shifts the entire field of possibility. Saying, "I am worthy of wealth," and truly feeling it as truth begins to rearrange the unseen forces at work in your life. You find yourself meeting the right people, seeing hidden opportunities, and making choices that lead directly to prosperity without even realizing the deeper pattern guiding you. Alignment also means behaving as though your desired state is already here. This does not mean reckless spending or pretending. but carrying yourself in the energy of someone who is already provided for. Gratitude becomes your natural state, not something you practice only when you receive more. You appreciate what you have now, and that appreciation vibrates outward, calling for more things to appreciate. The universe responds to this gratitude by amplifying the experiences that match it. There is no luck in this process, only law. And this law is unfailing. It is the same law that turns seeds into harvest, that draws night into day, that calls tides to rise and fall. When you are in alignment with wealth, you are no longer gambling with your future. You are stepping into a covenant with the unseen, trusting that your inner frequency dictates your outer reality. You stop waiting for a winning number to be called and begin living as if you have already won. And in that state, the world must rearrange itself to prove you right. Your thoughts and emotions shape the outcome before it appears. Every result you see in your life began as an invisible seed planted in the soil of your mind. Before the job offer, the relationship, the bank balance, or the unexpected windfall, there was first a thought, an idea that carried a certain emotional weight. This combination of mental focus and feeling is the true architect of your reality. What you dwell upon internally, with conviction and repetition, must eventually take form in the physical world. This is not fantasy or wishful thinking. It is the simple operation of universal law. The mind sends the blueprint, the emotions add the energy, and the world responds by arranging circumstances to match. If a person carries thoughts of doubt, fear, and unworthiness, those thoughts become more than fleeting mental images. When they are infused with strong emotion, they send out a powerful vibration that draws experiences which match them. Someone who constantly imagines losing or failing while feeling the frustration or sadness of that imagined loss is rehearsing their defeat long before it happens. The unseen world hears this emotional frequency as a request and begins delivering situations that fulfill it. The process is impartial. It does not judge whether the thought is good or bad. It simply matches the signal being broadcast. On the other hand, when your thoughts are rich with expectancy, clarity, and joy, and when you pair those thoughts with the emotions of gratitude and certainty, you pre-write your success before it arrives. You become like a sculptor who already sees the finished masterpiece in the marble and works confidently toward revealing it. Even when nothing in your outer circumstances shows evidence of change, the inner work is already rearranging the field of possibility. The outcome is born in the invisible and moves steadily toward visibility. Many people underestimate the role of emotion in manifestation. They think that merely repeating affirmations or imagining a desired outcome is enough. But if those affirmations are spoken with a feeling of doubt or resistance, they are weakened. The true power lies in embodying the feeling of the outcome now. If you want wealth, feel wealthy before the numbers in your account change. If you want love, feel loved before the relationship appears. The emotion imprints the thought into the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind directs your actions, perceptions, and opportunities toward fulfilling it. This shaping of reality happens constantly, whether you are aware of it or not. Every day, your mental and emotional state is placing orders with the universe. The things you fear, the things you hope for, the things you imagine repeatedly, all are seeds in the garden of your experience. If you nurture seeds of joy and abundance, you will reap them. If you unconsciously water seeds of scarcity and disappointment, those will grow instead. The soil of life is fertile for all thoughts. It is your responsibility to choose the ones worth planting. The beauty of this truth is that you are never a passive victim of fate. You are always participating in the creation of what comes next. Even in the most challenging circumstances, you hold the power to change the mental movie you are playing and the emotional energy you are radiating. And as soon as you change that, the outcome begins to shift. It may not happen in a flash, but the new reality is already on its way, shaped by the invisible hand of your thoughts and emotions long before it appears to the eye. Doubt and fear block manifestation, even if action is taken. Many people believe that simply working hard or taking bold steps toward a goal is enough to guarantee results, but the truth is more subtle and profound. The outer actions you take are only part of the process. The inner state you hold while taking them determines the outcome. When doubt lingers in your mind or fear grips your heart, it sends a contradictory signal to the universe. You may be moving forward physically, but energetically you are pulling back. It is like pressing the accelerator and the brake at the same time. You expend effort, but you do not move far. Doubt is a silent saboteur. It whispers that what you want is too big, too unlikely, or too far away. It causes you to second, guess your choices, question your worthiness, and look for signs that things will go wrong. Even if you continue to take action, this inner uncertainty creates hesitation in your steps and confusion in your vibration. Manifestation responds to clarity. When your energy is split between "I can have it" and "I'm not sure it will happen," the result mirrors that division, often arriving in incomplete or unsatisfying forms. Fear works in a similar way, but carries an even heavier weight. Fear is a powerful form of focus, and the universe does not filter focus into good or bad. Whatever holds your attention with strong emotion begins to take shape. When you fear loss, failure, or rejection, you are rehearsing those outcomes in vivid detail. The energy you give to them becomes a magnet for experiences that validate that fear. You might act bravely on the surface, but if fear is directing your inner world, the external world will reflect it. This is why some people work tirelessly toward a goal and still find it slipping through their fingers. They may attend the meetings, make the calls, study the materials, or buy the ticket, but beneath every step is the thought, "What if this doesn't work?" That question, asked repeatedly with feeling, becomes a command. The universe is precise in its response. It delivers situations that match the dominant vibration, not the surface activity. The law does not reward effort alone. It rewards effort aligned with unwavering belief. To manifest effectively, your actions must be supported by a foundation of trust. Trust that what you desire is possible, trust that you are worthy of it, and trust that the path will unfold in your favor. Without trust, you are in a constant state of mental negotiation, weighing your chances, searching for reassurance, and unintentionally feeding the very outcomes you hope to avoid. Trust, on the other hand, allows your actions to carry the full weight of your intention. It makes every step a confirmation of what you already believe to be true. Releasing doubt and fear is not about ignoring reality or pretending you have no concerns. It is about choosing which thoughts you give power to. You can acknowledge the presence of fear without making it your guide. You can notice moments of uncertainty without letting them dictate your vibration. By deliberately shifting your focus to the vision of your desired outcome and holding it with faith, you remove the energetic barriers that block its arrival. When belief and action work together, manifestation flows without resistance, and the results you seek can appear with a speed and precision that feel miraculous. Visualizing and feeling as if you already have it creates reality. The mind is a master projector, and the images it holds with conviction eventually become the scenes you live in. Every invention, every achievement, Every work of art existed first in the imagination before it appeared in the physical world. Visualization is not mere daydreaming, it is conscious creation. When you form a vivid mental picture of your desire and infuse it with emotion, you give the subconscious mind a set of instructions. The subconscious does not argue or question. It works tirelessly to align your actions, perceptions, and opportunities with that inner vision until it manifests. The key is to feel the reality of what you want, as if it is already here. When you only wish for something, you affirm its absence. But when you imagine it with the sensations, emotions, and certainty of possession, you shift your vibration to match the outcome. This is why athletes rehearse their victories in their minds, feeling the weight of the trophy, hearing the roar of the crowd, sensing the rush of adrenaline, long before the actual event. Their bodies and minds begin to believe the moment has already happened, and in doing so, they prepare themselves to live it. Feeling is the fuel of manifestation. A picture in the mind without emotion is like a seed left unwatered. It may hold potential, but it cannot grow. When you see yourself in the home you desire, running your hands over the polished surfaces, hearing the echo of your footsteps, smelling the scent of fresh paint, and feeling the deep satisfaction in your chest, you are no longer just imagining, you are inhabiting that reality on an inner level. This inner experience begins to rewrite your beliefs, and your beliefs are the foundation upon which your outer life is built. The moment you genuinely feel as if you already have it, your subconscious mind begins to shift your habits, choices, and even body language to match that identity. You start speaking differently, carrying yourself with more certainty, making decisions as someone who already possesses what you desire. Without realizing it, you step into the role, and the world responds to that role. Opportunities seem to appear from nowhere. People begin to treat you differently, and doors that were once closed start to open. This is not coincidence, it is the natural response to the frequency you are emitting. Many dismiss visualization because they confuse it with fantasy, but fantasy is powerless without belief. Visualization with feeling is not pretending. It is aligning. It is entering into the state of the wish, fulfilled and living from that place, even while your outer reality is still catching up. You are planting the seed in the unseen, and once planted, the seed must grow according to the laws of life. The more consistently you return to this inner reality, the faster it solidifies into physical form. When you visualize and feel as if you already have it, you bypass the common trap of waiting for external conditions to give you permission to feel good. Instead, you generate the emotional state now, which draws to you the people, circumstances, and events that match it. This is the essence of creation. You do not wait to receive in order to feel. You feel in order to receive. The universe mirrors your inner world, and by holding the picture and the feeling steadily, you make it impossible for that reflection to be anything other than the reality you have already embraced within. True manifestation requires faith and gratitude, not desperation. Many people approach their desires with a grasping, anxious energy, believing that if they just want something badly enough, it will come. But desperation is rooted in lack. It is the vibration of "I don't have it yet, and I'm afraid I never will." This energy does not draw what you seek. It pushes it further away, because it continually affirms the absence of what you want. The universe responds to the frequency you hold, and desperation is a frequency of emptiness, fear, and impatience. No matter how much action you take, if the underlying feeling is that you are incomplete without your desire, you are sending a message of scarcity. Faith, on the other hand, carries a calm certainty. It is the quiet knowing that what you have asked for is already moving toward you, even if you cannot yet see it. Faith allows you to release the constant need to check, control, or force the outcome. It makes space for the manifestation to unfold naturally without interference. Just as a farmer plants seeds and trusts the unseen process of growth, a person of faith sows intentions into the invisible and trusts that the universal laws will deliver in due time. This trust is not passive. It is an active alignment of thought, feeling, and action with the desired reality, but without the tension of needing to see instant proof. Gratitude is the emotional partner of faith. It anchors you in the energy of already having received. When you are grateful, you are not yearning, you are celebrating. Gratitude says, "It is mine," while desperation says, "Will it ever come?" The two are worlds apart in vibration. Gratitude opens the heart, softens resistance, and draws more to be thankful for. It shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present and abundant. This shift is magnetic, because the law of attraction responds most powerfully to appreciation. You receive more of what you acknowledge and bless. When faith and gratitude work together, manifestation becomes a natural, almost effortless process. Faith keeps you steady in the face of delays or appearances that seem contrary to your desire. Gratitude keeps your emotional frequency high, so you remain in resonance with the reality you want. Together, they create a powerful state of being where your actions are inspired rather than frantic, and your energy is clear rather than conflicted. This clarity is what allows the things you desire to come into form swiftly and harmoniously. Desperation, by contrast, scrambles your energy. It makes you second, guess every step, and cling to outcomes so tightly that you strangle the flow. It focuses you on timelines and obstacles, making the journey feel heavy and uncertain. Even when an opportunity appears, desperation can cause you to act from fear, overcompensating, forcing, or accepting less than you truly want. Faith, paired with gratitude, prevents this by keeping you rooted in the truth that what is meant for you cannot be lost, and that the best outcomes are already aligned with your path. True manifestation is not about begging the universe or proving your worthiness. It is about knowing your worth and receiving from that place of inner abundance. Faith tells you it is already done. Gratitude makes you feel it as if it is here now. Desperation dissolves in the presence of these two forces, because once you are living in the energy of trust and appreciation, there is nothing to chase. You have already claimed it in spirit, and the outer world must follow. The winning ticket is the belief you hold, not the paper in your hand. Many people put all their hope into an external object, event, or opportunity, believing that it alone will change their life. They clutch the lottery ticket, the job application, the investment slip, or the business plan as if the paper itself has the power to transform their circumstances. But without the right belief, these objects are powerless. The true force that creates change is not the slip of paper, it is the certainty you carry within. Belief is the real currency of manifestation, and it has far more value than any temporary symbol of chance. When you hold belief, you are already living in the energy of having what you want. You no longer depend on one specific channel for it to arrive, because you understand that the universe has infinite ways to deliver. A lottery ticket can be one path, but it is not the source. The source is the unseen power that responds to your vibration, and your vibration is determined by your belief. If you feel certain, abundant, and worthy, that state will draw circumstances that match, whether or not a single ticket ever wins. A person without belief may hold the right ticket and still lose in the larger game of life. Even if they win money, Their lack of faith in their ability to create and sustain abundance will quickly drain their resources. History is full of people who received sudden wealth without the mindset to hold it. The paper delivered the money, but their beliefs shaped what happened next. Without the inner foundation, the gain slips away. On the other hand, someone with unshakable belief in their own abundance can create wealth without relying on external luck. They may start with very little, yet their conviction allows them to see opportunities others overlook. They trust their instincts, act with confidence, and make decisions that align with their vision. Their ticket is the certainty they carry in their mind, and it pays out again and again, through different channels and in different seasons of life. Belief acts as a magnet, pulling the right people, ideas, and situations into your path. It also changes how you respond to challenges. Without belief, an obstacle feels like a dead end. With belief, an obstacle becomes a detour towards something even better. This difference in perception changes outcomes dramatically. The same setback that makes one person give up can make another person push forward and win bigger than before. This is why the inner state matters more than the object you hold. It determines how you interpret and use every event in your life. When you understand that the winning ticket is your belief, you stop placing all your hopes on one fragile possibility. You move from desperation to empowerment. You buy the ticket if you feel inspired to, but you don't depend on it. You trust that your belief will find a way to express itself in reality, and that whatever path it takes will be the right one for you. This trust frees you from fear and impatience, allowing you to enjoy the process rather than clinging to a single outcome. The paper may be a symbol, a token, or a trigger for hope, but it is not the source of your fortune. That source lives within you, in the steady knowing that what you desire is already yours in the unseen. The real win is not in the numbers printed on a page. It is in the state of mind that says, I am already abundant, and life is always finding ways to show me. Once you hold that belief, you will find that you carry the true winning ticket everywhere you go. So the question is not whether the winning numbers will appear. It is whether you will align with them before they are called. The 1% who understand this secret do not wait for fortune to arrive. They live as if it is already theirs. They carry the vibration of abundance into every thought, every word, every choice. And because they believe without wavering, life has no choice but to deliver the match to that belief. Hold your vision, feel it now, walk as the winner you already are, and watch the world rearrange itself to prove you right.